All right, so today I'm joined by the amazing Corey O'Brien. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So tell me, how excited are you to embark on the Red Tour?
I am so excited. I cannot wait to just go out and meet all the amazing people that love and support me and that I love and support as well. And I'm excited to see what it brings. It's going to be an interesting but exciting time.
Definitely. Yeah, this is such a bold concept of bringing unapologetic LGBTQ plus humor into traditionally conservative spaces. So, what inspired you to take on this challenge?
I was so inspired by one, my community alone. We
Mhm.
are all a group of people that have been through a lot, but continue to stand up for one another and ourselves every single day.
Mhm.
And also, my dad is a Trumper. So
Really?
I've been having these conversations with him for many, many years. And I thought, you know what? I feel like I'm just the right person to do so. I really want to put myself in the lion's den and just have these tough, uncomfortable conversations. Also, maybe just bridge some of the gaps. And even if I'm not changing anyone's minds, at least I had someone listen to me for an hour and a half and see where I was coming from.
Gotcha. So I must ask, with your dad being a Trumper, does he kind of understand you, or do you just agree to disagree, or is he the kind of person who's like, I'm right, you're wrong, that's it?
So interesting. We are so close. We
Mhm.
have a wonderful relationship. It's just because we've gotten to a place of not talking about politics,
Yeah.
it's taken us a lot of years and many more arguments to get there.
Hmm.
But I've also gotten to a place where I'm willing to have those arguments with him over and over and over again
Hmm.
because I'm just not gonna roll over and die. I
Yeah,
feel like a lot of people feel like it gets to a place of, well, you know what, it could be worse. And I'm like, but it should be better.
it should be better. Yeah, definitely.
So I just want I'm not I've never been a person to keep my mouth shut, and that's exactly how my dad raised me.
Hmm.
It,
It's probably regretting that now.
just didn't expect that it would be in a situation where we would be in disagreement, but he loves and supports me just like I love and support him, but I expect everyone to love and support all of me.
Definitely. Yeah, because it's nice that you at least have some kind of relationship with him because there's so
Yes.
many people out there who have broken off their relationships with their family because they support Donald Trump. And it's so heartbreaking. But it's nice that you at least have some kind of communication and you can at least have those conversations.
Yeah, that's the thing. Don't get me wrong. There's been time and time again, like I completely understand and agree with people that have to take boundaries or even just say, hey, you know what? You voted for someone that wants to take away my basic human rights.
Yeah.
I don't really want a relationship. I completely agree. And I also completely support it. I walk a thin line on what I've wanted to do with that relationship, and I just feel like for me right now, yeah, like whatever works for you. For me, it's about protecting my peace. So
Is that
I'm quick to cut anyone off if they try to interfere with who I am or who I was destined to be.
Well, that's good, definitely. Well, given the current political climate, so with the Red Tour, do you anticipate any pushback? And if so, how do you plan to navigate that?
I mean, I feel like we all anticipate pushback just from existing.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for it. I welcome it. I know that it's not going to stop me from not only being successful, but just from thriving. I mean, I get pushed back just from the way I was born. So if I want to go into these situations or into these red states and perform this show and be somewhat polarizing and just also be my authentic self, I expect ignorant people to be ignorant, but I mean, if I expect, uneducated people to randomly wake up and be educated, I feel like that's expecting a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm prepared for it, and like I said, I welcome it because I want these uncomfortable conversations because no one is going to make me question myself.
Hmm.
who I am. And I'm really going into these places to disrupt it and have them question themselves, their hatred, or even just their lack of education around
Yeah.
things they don't understand.
Exactly, definitely. So this tour has four stops in Arizona, Texas, Pennsylvania, and Florida. Do you plan to add any more dates?
I would love to.
Yeah.
I'm open to it. I would love to add more dates. I want to, of course, see how it goes, and I just want to see the reaction because I'm also going into these places for not only people that are not like-minded, but for also my queer family.
Yeah.
And I there are queer individuals that live in these states, in these
Mhm.
cities, and I also want to come and be my authentic self so they know they can be that as well. And
Yeah.
so as long as it moves in the direction that I know it will, I would love to add more dates. I want to go to the redder the better.
Redder the better. Okay, so we got to get you in Oklahoma at some point.
I would love to do Oklahoma. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Well, your comedy often plays with stereotypes. Do you feel like that kind of helps disarm audiences and open up to new perspectives?
Yeah, I feel like it's just it the reason I lean into stereotypes and the reason I lead into things that makes people kind of it makes, I feel like people in my community laugh is because there's a lot of situations where we are being judged for the idea of us instead of
Mhm.
us as just individuals.
Yeah.
And so I feel like these things that have once brought me a lot of pain and hurt, and these stereotypes that were thrown at me as a little gay boy in Pennsylvania growing up in a small town, I have now used it in a somewhat as a weapon to really kind of fight back against people who don't understand me or just people that don't want to understand me. And I've turned that into humor, which is like the most amazing thing for me because I've taken my pain and I've learned how to laugh at it and also turn it into something that we can all laugh at because people a part of the LGBTQ plus community have similar situations. It doesn't matter where we come from or our upbringing. I mean, we're all a part of the same community and we've all been in a situation where we have felt less than.
Mhm.
So for me to now kind of poke fun at what people have tried to bring pain into my life, that's why I always go after these stereotypes and kind of dismantling them.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, can you tease any surprises or special guests we might see on the Red Tour?
I mean, I want to tease all the special guests because I'm begging there to be special guests. I would do anything to have Megan Kelly, Candace
Okay.
Owens. I would love to have these individuals in the audience, not only to laugh, but also to kind of like put your money where your mouth is. Let's have the
Okay.
conversation. Let's debate. Let be in a situation in a space with a queer individual and let me hear what you have to say so you can at least be willing to hear what I have to say. And I know that a lot of people are coming from a place of like I said, ignorance or hatred, but
Mhm.
I'm coming from a place of facts and also experience. And I would love for them to come and join and just even if it doesn't turn into a thing of debates or a thing of an argument, I'm really not looking for that. I'm also just looking for us to sit down for an hour and a half and laugh
Just
and
laughing.
understand that this is comedy is universal
It is.
and we are all human. And I feel like if I can laugh at myself, I could really teach other people how to laugh at themselves as well.
Definitely, I agree. And with Trump's recent attacks on the LGBTQ plus community, do you kind of feel like there's an added sense of urgency going into this tour?
I feel like the urgency is I've always felt a sense of urgency as a gay man,
Mhm.
just the way I was grew up, the way I was treated. But now, yes, more than ever,
Yeah.
because it just feels like the hate is just getting 10 times louder. It's always been there, but now it's getting more and more louder. And I really feel like I'm in a place where I want to go. And of course spread love, of course spread a message, of course spread positivity, but also remind people in my community that we need to speak up now more than ever.
Definitely.
I feel like a lot of people are waiting for us to really just, in a sense, go back in that closet. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we can't even look backwards. We have to move forward and we have to be loud and proud about it. And that's just, I feel like that's my duty as a gay man to do.
I feel like that's their duty for any queer person to do right now, and especially with the trans community. I mean,
Yes.
just how much the trans community has been erased just with the inauguration, which was last month. There's
Yeah.
just we all need to stand up and rise against this. And but since the election, I have also seen so many LGBTQ plus people on social media come out saying they voted for Trump. Have you been seeing that as well?
I have. Yeah. I've seen that.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, um, that's really silly. I feel like it is very, very silly. And if I could be candid, it's so stupid and dumb.
Yeah.
And it is really important for us to learn about self-love and
Mhm.
how to really love ourselves and know that we deserve love, we deserve respect, and we deserve to be treated as equal. I feel like when we're pandering to a community that really just uses us as a token when they need to, it's going to be a lonely, lonely life. And I'm not sure why some of my queer family or have voted for Trump, but I the good thing is there's always therapy, and I implore them to go find a good therapist to talk to.
Yes, yes. Well, whether the liberal or conservative, what else do you ultimately hope audiences take away from the Red Tour?
That the most important thing is self-love.
Mhm.
The most the biggest way that we can really also come together is through laughter, is through comedy, and also just not taking ourselves too serious
Mhm.
because all in all, I'm just looking to have a fun. I mean, it's not a fucking TED talk. Like I want to have fun with these
Have
people.
fun with it. Yeah.
I want to make them laugh.
Mhm.
Uh I just want people to leave there with a feeling of releasing more love and positivity out into this world because I mean, we need it now more than ever.
Mhm. Definitely, I agree. Well, kind of segueing a little bit, you have built a massive following on social media in addition to comedy, dance, and activism, but you also been very open about your sobriety journey, and it's been 11 years now.
12.
Well, okay, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So, how has being sober given you a new outlook on life?
I have had nowhere to hide. I've
Hmm.
had nowhere to run and I've nothing to mask all this pain, and that has been so liberating and freeing because I have done everything in my power to become the man I am today with sobriety, hard work, and also just facing all my demons.
Hmm.
So the outlook on life that I have now is just that every day is truly a blessing. And for me, it's been even more amazing to also see the transformation from who I was when I was using and drinking, and not only the actions that I was taking, but how I felt about myself versus how I feel about myself today.
Hmm.
Because I so desperately was seeking outside validation, and now I could give two fucks because I just realized that the most important thing was how I treat myself, not how others treat me.
Definitely. Well, what was the aha moment for you where you were like, I need to change my life around and stop what I'm doing?
You know, it's crazy you asked that because it wasn't all the times I woke up hungover or I completely just like, you know, lost almost every single thing, every job. It was, I have to say, just when I didn't recognize who I was
Okay.
in the mirror, just like looking at myself and being like, this is not someone that I can even relate to. That's someone that I can't even imagine. I felt like just a shell of a person. And I was dancing professionally at the time and I was in a show in Israel. And I've already lost all these jobs beforehand. I lost about like 7 jobs in 2 years
Wow.
from using. And I realized, I'm 21 and I've worked my whole entire life as a dancer to get to these places. And I'm an addiction is really what's going to take me out.
Yeah.
And that's just not what I could do. So I agreed to 30 days in rehab, which turned into a year because I was pretty fucked up, but it was worth
Is
it. It
worth
was
it.
worth it. Yes.
Good, good. Well, what advice would you give to someone struggling with addiction or navigating sobriety in a party heavy industry?
I would say one day at a time and make sure that you find someone that you can talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Not someone that just you could talk to, someone that truly cares about you because secrets are what keep you sick.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I found people that were in my corner that really cared about me, and that was really like the catalyst in beginning to see a shift.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Fantastic. Well, Corey, how can one stay up to date with you the best?
Please follow me everywhere, Corey_O'Brien or CoreyO'BrienOnline.com and come see me on tour.
Okay. And when does the Red Tour begin?
It begins at the end of March.
In March. Okay.
Yes.
First stop in Arizona.
Arizona.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Well, then before we wrap up, are there any other upcoming projects or anything else you'd like to mention or plug at this time?
No, that's it.
That's it. All right. There we go.